welcome again to another episode of the Good Keyboard Friends podcast. I am with my esteemed guest, m00ds here. Welcome, m00ds.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah. Before I talk about where the other lads are, so... Dude, I've been trying to fucking figure out what's going on with Riverside for the past 30 minutes. So, like m00ds has put up with me trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. I kept getting these error codes and stuff. So he's been like in limbo kind of for the past 30 minutes. So I appreciate you, dude. Like, honestly.
That's all right. Oh. It's time to have a beer already. So I've had one already. So we're good.
Legit. But yeah, so Simon has his motorcycle class. For those of you that have not caught that part of the previous episode, which I don't blame you because they're so fucking long, so I apologize, guys. But in the US, in order to have a motorcycle endorsement on your license, you can either go to the Department of Motor Vehicles, and you take the written test and you take the driving test, which is, I think, is super stressful. Or you can take one of these courses where you do both in the course, like a 2-day thing in the morning at some community college or some place like that. So he did day 1 this morning, and then he messaged the group saying it was like 90 degrees Fahrenheit or like 40 degrees Celsius, hot as fuck. He's super tired. He couldn't make it. So thoughts and prayers out to Simon for having to, stick through that.
Sweating.
And you know him. I'm sure he's all like fucking kitted out and stuff, and he's already like a sweaty guy.
Yeah. He's just a pool. He just takes his jacket off and it's just wet.
He's like, fuck this. Oh my god. Yeah, he has the second class second part tomorrow, and then James and Tangus, they're in Germany at the GMK meetup. So it's yeah. So I get to have m00ds all to myself tonight.
Hey, here we go. I saw some pics from that James put up. It looks hectic, yeah, and he's got all of his boards there. It looks mega. Going to GMK factory, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I saw Jay tagged me in that photo, or tagged the podcast Instagram in the photo where they're drinking beers and stuff. But it's
major
crazy.
FOMO.
Yeah. Dude, Jay's fucking awesome, man. Jay's a good guy.
Yeah, man.
But
yeah,
it's hilarious because we were talking earlier in the 30 minutes when we were trying to figure everything out, how m00ds was doing his best to keep up with the podcast, and then I told him, bro, it's some episodes are like 3 hours long, dude, and
it's rough. I was listening on like 1.25 speed, and I was like, Gondo raging at 1.25 was pretty intense. So I'm about halfway through the Gondo app, but they've been great. I've been loving them, and it's good to watch them as well. Like people showing off boards and stuff, and then when there's like periods of silence, and when you're on the audio version, you're like, what is going on? Like, is it cut or whatever? But it's just everyone just like looking at each other. It's funny.
Oh, bro.
It's funny.
No, it's awesome. And for the audience out there, the original goal for this podcast was for me, Simon, Tangus, and James to have a first couple episodes, just the 4 of us, and just, hang out and get to feel each other and sus or non-sus.
Oh yeah.
But kind of like figure out like who's who and try and figure out how we mesh with each other. And then my fucking idiot. I reached out to like 100 people, m00ds included, and we're like, oh fuck. Well, either we do one guest every single episode, or we're gonna have a guest list out until 2027 or something. So
yeah, man. It's tough as well because like I guess having 4 hosts like lets people, like obviously you're like the main guy, but like it's good having people can be away, and the podcast can keep rolling, with just you and a guest, or whatever. So yeah. I think how you've done it's been great. Like, and it's kind of funny, like the little awkward bits of like trying to work out if this joke will land or not. It's always a good laugh in front of an audience. It's good. So we'll have a few of those this ep. I'm sure.
Oh, dude.
I'll probably have some flat ones, but we'll be all right.
I'm pretty sure that one of the reasons why we don't have sponsors is because everybody just wants to get away from me, because I make everything just horrible, man. But yeah, dude, like,
mate.
oh god, we don't have to have designers or vendors as guests. We could have fucking awesome dudes like moods. Like, we could have whoever the fuck we want, as long as we think that they, it would be a fun episode to have. So like, for everybody out there, we just want to hang out with moods. Like,
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be a designer or a vendor. It's
there you go. Nothing, like the bar's been set pretty high by some of the previous guests, but like, if I can come on and do it, anyone can. We're just gonna chat, and I'm not a vendor. I'm not like a keyboard whiz, designer or whatever. I'm just a dude that likes keyboards, So
oh man,
straight up,
that's the best. That's the best people that we have. I mean, honestly, moods, you make up the reason. Like, you're the reason why we want to create this podcast, just to hang out with a bunch of people that we enjoy in the hobby. And don't get it twisted. This man's done a lot of things for the community, and we can get into that later. But he's one of the thought captains for Thocctober, even though we haven't figured out what the fuck we're doing.
it's like fuck yeah.
Where's all your stuff? Like,
it's in here.
Oh shit!
I have this. Look, this. You had the Jono app,
Yeah.
and I have this. Like, absolutely full of stuff.
Yeah,
it just sits in here. It's mad. It's so heavy.
Oh my god!
But that's literally full of GMK. It's massive. And I have a small apartment, so it's like constantly there. My girlfriend's like, "When are we getting rid of this? When are you giving it back?" I was like,
Oh, bro.
it's on me to plan a meetup and donate some stuff. So we'll have to. I'll have to plan something in, but
Yeah.
but it's good. Like, I'm at a point where, like, I have like most things that I like, in terms of keyboards. Like, I've got keyboards that I like, I've got keycaps that I like. And I'm fortunate enough, that I'm at that point. And so, giving back, I've got stuff that has been sat in a box for like a year, and it's not doing anything for me. So just giving it away to somebody that's going to appreciate it and be like grateful and use it, you know what I mean? It's like, that's what it's about, and yeah, there's nice GMK in there. I don't have anything that's in there, but like, somebody's going to put it on a board and use it every day. Like, that's what you want to do. You want someone to shine the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
and so, it's just nice doing it that way. And a lot of, like, I'm probably a little bit older in the community. There's a lot of young people coming in still, and especially I live in Sydney, so there's like loads of people here, and just loads of young people getting in. And I know the hobby's not where it used to be, a few years ago during COVID and that, but still, there's young people getting involved and people that missed out on certain sets or like want to try something. So just being able to give them that opportunity, and it is what it's about.
Yeah. Fuck, dude. This guy, see, I told you guys, like, there's a reason why we have Moose on. There's a reason why we love him. Like, he's fucking awesome.
Yeah, man. Thank you,
dude. It legit is an honor. Like, we just want to hang out with cool people, cool cats. So you are not in the in the part of Australia that Jono calls the red names, right? The 40s users. That's not Sydney.
That's South Australia. It's so funny when he mentioned that, because I thought,
bro,
oh my god, he's so right. I've been in the Australian Discord and had like fights with red names. You know what I mean? Like, I don't go on Discord that much, and every time I pop my head in, and it's funny actually. I've had fights about like Black Simon and stuff like that, and it's just people just are like looking for a fight, like people that are, online a lot more than me, and
Hmm.
it's just funny. It was so Jono was bang on with that, but fortunately, I'm a blue name. I'm a blue name. I'm a normal person, But yeah, I'm in Sydney. Um, I'm originally from the UK, from England, and I moved to Sydney nearly 3 years ago now, with work. So I was pretty fortunate to do that, but it like gave me an opportunity to completely purge my collection, which was quite interesting. I didn't do what Simon recently did
Yeah.
and like get a container over. I kind of sold everything and just bought two suitcases over with me with stuff, and just restarted, which was really refreshing. And it was quite, it was good that I've been in the hobby for maybe like 2 or 3 years at that point, and I bought a load of crap,
Yeah.
like a load of like through hole stuff, through hole kits, and like loads of like FR4 sandwich stuff and stacked acrylic and things like that. Which I actually love stacked acrylic stuff, but it just made I actually bought I think I bought a stacked acrylic board with me just as like something to get in with, and yeah, I just sold everything, switch it, like loads of different switches, like loads of stuff,
Yeah.
and just came over with some keycaps and some and one board, and then was able to just restart my collection, which was great. Like I was at a point where I knew what I wanted, I knew what I liked, so I like um spent a bit more money to get something that I really wanted. So
Yeah.
it was good, and it's just like living the minimal life of just binning stuff that you don't use anymore. It's the way to go, in my opinion. But don't look behind me. There's loads of crap everywhere. But
No, it's true. I
um,
mean, I don't think I've ever met someone like Simon. Obviously, this is not like bashing on Simon. Like this is just something that personally I've never seen someone do, which is whenever they're moving countries or continents, bring as much as they can with them. Like that, I didn't even know that you could just hire a container. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, it's not cheap, but
No, no,
but
yeah,
yeah, I work with a guy that bought he's like moved furniture all around the globe, and it's like at that point, like he's moved furniture like 2 or 3 times in a container. It's like you'd probably just better off, unless it's like you know
that's what I'm
mega
saying.
stuff. You'd
Yeah,
probably yeah. I walked into a flat with nothing, and then just I guess being in a big city like Facebook Marketplace has been an absolute godsend, but. And it's taken time. We're only just settling in now,
yeah,
and yeah, you again, it's like starting from fresh. It's it's a blessing in a way, and I was lucky enough that work helped me out with a little bit of stuff,
hmm
but yeah, it takes time, takes time.
Well, what were the keyboard things you brought? So what was the stacked acrylic and what were the keycaps that you brought, if you remember?
I bought oh a long time ago now. I bought a keyboard off a guy on Discord he called it the Sleepy 60, right? And it was
Oh,
this blue stacked acrylic board. I'll see if I can find a picture, but it was a blue stacked acrylic board in HHKB layout, and the sides of it were just curved like this, and it was just on a. I don't. I'm trying to think where it would be, but I just had like I think I had some cheap PBT on it, but it was my best built board. It was like the plate it used as like a standard 60% tray mount PCB,
yeah.
and then it was like a stacked the plate was FR4 and had little tabs everywhere with like a bit of foam glued to it on either side, and then the stacked acrylic layer had a bit cut out, so then the PCB would just sit like in between two pieces of stacked acrylic. It worked really nicely, and it was super bouncy, and it was my best build, and I just use that like every day for. I'll need to find the guy actually and reach out to him, but I think he made a few, and then that was it. But it was like unique, and it was kind of cool, and I think I ended up putting like it was like bright blue, and I put CRP
Oh,
Greek the blue Greek on it, and
yeah,
it
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
absolutely hit. Yeah, it was so good, and I bought that. I bought over a load of CRP, or to just like 2 sets of CRP. That I bring, and a load of. I use one switch. I only ever use one switch. Like I tried loads in the UK. I remember the first switch I ever bought, like a custom switch, was the JW with the JWK banana splits,
Oh
which
yeah.
is like those ones like a long time ago. And I only bought it because people on Discord were like, "That's such a good deal for how many there are," and I was like, "Fuck it, I'll get it and try it."
Yeah.
And they were too light. I used them for a little bit. They were too light, but I only use um the Gator Yellow Pros, the pre-lubed ones, like the full milky housing,
Yeah. Yeah.
because I fucking hate lube and switches, man. It is literally the bane of my existence. And anybody that enjoys doing it or like charges a service is mental. Like it's so finicky.
Yeah.
It's so, and I've got like fat fingers, and it's just holding a spring and losing it and getting fucking lube everywhere. It's just, uh, I don't understand how people do it. So I just buy from lube from the factory.
Yeah.
I'm not opening it. I'm never touching it. I'm soldering it to a PCB and I'm never touching it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're just like, so I probably bought over like 300 of them,
Yeah.
300 of them. And I actually bought some more this week. For some dude just selling them on Discord. I'll pick them up. Like I have tubs full of them, and every board except one, I think, has them. Every MX board that I have except one has them in, and the other one has like vintage blacks in it,
Ooh.
which I don't even like. It's a bit scratchy,
Yeah. Yeah.
but but yeah. So I bought that. I think that was it.
Yeah.
I bought DCS 9009 with me, the
Oh, hell
goated key set.
yep.
Paul's 9009. I remember I got that through Jay actually, and I was like the first person to get it. I remember posting it in Paul's Discord, and he was like, "People are getting it finally."
Yeah.
Like Jay shipped it out, and I got it. It was like the day after he shipped it out.
Wow.
Yeah, so um, I've bought too much from Jay when I was over there, and now I'm buying too much from fucking Daily Clack and things like that.
Yeah.
But that was literally it. Like one board, a few sets of keycaps that I was pretty pretty pleased with, and then a boatload of switches that I like. So,
Mhm.
and that was it. And it was yeah, I just had 2 suitcases, like a load of clothes, and that was it, pretty much. It was hard to get set up in a new country. It was mad, and I was in like a hotel
Oh, yeah.
for a month. You know what I mean? When I first moved here, and I remember joining the Australian Discord. You have to post a picture of like proof of what state that you live in, so they can like give you the name, and they can or like proof that you're Australian or New Zealand,
Yeah.
from Australia or New Zealand. Like not anybody can just join it.
Oh.
It's still a massive Discord. It's called I don't know what it's called now, but it's called like Snag Stand or something. It's like a snag, for those that don't know, is like a sausage in Australia. It's like slang for a sausage.
Yeah.
So at like the equivalent of Home Depot here, there's a store called Bunnings. I don't know if you know, but every Saturday and Sunday they have like a charity get in the car park, and they like grill a load of sausages,
Oh.
and you have it with like a slice of white bread, and then a sausage in the middle,
Yeah.
and then fried onions, and then whatever sauce you want. Bunnings
Oh.
snag. So that's like a snag stand, and that is like one of the greatest products of Australia.
Right.
It's unbelievable. Every Saturday or Sunday they have it on. It's just, and it's so cheap. It's like $2 or something, $3 Aussie dollars. So it's so good. Anyway, so that's what the Discord's named after, sausages, which is
Yeah.
quite funny. But yeah, so I remember just being in the hotel room, and like I didn't have a driver's license, I didn't have anything. I just took a picture of my Sleepy 60 keyboard next to an Aussie plug, just being like, I'm Australian,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
in
yeah.
Australia.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and that was it. And then I remember being in the hotel room buying, like, the first board I bought when I got here was at F1.
Oh, dude.
I bought it from a guy in Korea, one of the I don't think it's the OG. I don't really know much about F1s to be
Yeah.
honest, but I got one. It's like silver top and then like a grey bottom, but it's fucking mint. Like, and I use that every day for like a year.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, and then it's just grown from there really. And I feel like for a long time during COVID and that, so I probably got into keyboards like late late 2020, early 2021 maybe.
Okay.
I
Okay.
checked the other day. I joined Simon Discord in like June 2021
Yeah.
after finding like YouTube videos and stuff. But um, I I built a PC during lockdown.
Mhm.
Like I built like a computer during lockdown and was like, that's how I kind of got in. And I was on like the mechanical keyboard subreddit and stuff. And I thought, oh, how I want to get into that. Some of the stuff looks so cool. So I bought a keyboard called a Mistel. It was called a Mistel
Oh, I, I
Sleeker or something like that.
I know they make keycaps. I wonder if it's the same company, but I didn't know they made keyboards. If they are.
Mistel. Yeah. It was like a brushed aluminium top and bottom.
Ooh. Okay. Okay.
And I can't remember what mount it was. I think it was, but it was a TKL. It was
Yep.
nice and it was pingy to hell. Like I didn't mod it at all. I think it had cherry browns in it,
Yeah.
and I bought the Tai How pudding keycaps, which
Yeah.
is like
Yeah.
those ones. And then it must have had I think it had white RGB, and that was it. And I used that for like 6 months, and I was thought, oh, it's people using colors on the subreddit and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, and then I don't know what I did from there, but I think I ended up buying some like solder kits because I was like, um, I knew how to use a soldering iron, like I'd done a bit at school, and an engineer by trade, so I know a little bit about um, kind of like that sort of stuff. Like I like building stuff with my hands, so
Yeah.
I started doing stuff like that, and then it went from there really. And the that Mistel board was so pingy. I remember selling it for more than I bought it for, and
Hell yeah.
yeah, like just off of eBay. Like I bought it off eBay and I sold it on eBay, and it
Yeah.
was like the start of a long journey. And I think I just ended up watching some Simon YouTube videos, and thinking, oh, this is pretty interesting, and looking at like what's the other guy? Tehar types
Yep.
and that
Yep.
kind of stuff, and then the kind of I was in the middle of the COVID boom, and there was a lot of stuff that was either way too pricey or like not didn't interest me.
Yeah.
So and it was like that for a long time, I think. And then over the last couple of years since I've been in Australia, there's been a bit more that has interested me.
Hmm.
Like I think it's just coincidence really, or maybe I'm just finding stuff that interests me more. But yeah, and so I've been a bit more involved here, and got some more stuff that I enjoy. And I guess for a long time I was just figuring out what I liked.
Yep.
Like I feel like everybody has to do that. You got to find what you like, give everything a go. Like I did so many through hole kits, and like using stuff with knobs on them, and
Yeah.
and and I don't know, like the stacked acrylic stuff. And I did even try making my own stacked acrylic board, which was a failure. Where I found a local laser cutter near where I lived in the UK, and
Mhm.
I went into so I use CAD a bit. Oh, well, I used to use CAD a lot in my job, and but like doing 2D drawings rather than 3D. So I based it off this sleeper, like the sandwich kind of gasket
Yep.
mount. I did like a TKL based on um like the standard H87 layout, with like the standard proportions for the F row and stuff like that. And I like chose a design. Oh, I chose like a color of the acrylic, and I like got it all done. And I just like used the KLE or whatever, and then put it into AutoCAD, and then just built it from there, like up and down, like the correct number of layers, and like
God damn.
extruded it just the right amount,
Yeah.
and all that. And or I don't think I actually extruded it. I think I just gave the laser cutter just the drawings.
Yeah.
This was all like I didn't do any research. I was just thinking this should work,
Yeah.
and I got it in. I remember getting it. It cost me like £50 to get the whole thing cut.
Oh
And I
shit.
got it in, and I was like, I was buzzing. It was like bright orange. I was like, yeah, this is going to be wicked. And I put it on top of and I bought like little threaded inserts and everything, like that you just screw from either side.
Yep.
To tighten the whole thing together, and I got it in, and I used the KLE standard proportions for the F row instead of the H87 because they're slightly different, and then nothing fit together, or the PCB didn't fit, and I was dead. And I remember just grabbing the lot and just binning it, and I was like, I'm not doing that again.
No. Fuck.
I know it was. That was like, oh, you know, when you're so buzzing, like when you when you get something from Group Buy,
Yeah.
and you're like, I'm so buzzing for it to come in, and then to build it and everything, and then I had that feeling, and then it arrived, and I was like, no,
It's not fit together.
yeah, I know,
It's like,
I was so pissed.
that's like the highest of highs, immediately followed by
Yeah.
the lowest of lows. Holy fuck. And you know what?
Yeah,
I take it back. Ladies and gentlemen, Moods is a fucking designer. The Moods TKL, one of one, is a designer. Holy shit, dude.
a failed designer. It's now in a landfill somewhere, probably, you know. But
Fuck.
I've toyed with it a little bit. Like I don't know. I feel like I was thinking about it earlier today. Actually, I was thinking like, oh, you know, yeah, I'd love to have something that is kind of mine. You know, like exactly how I want things. Like a nice name, you know, stuff like that. And I thought, oh, you know, it'd be cool, but what can I do that's unique that I would love, that no, like something that other people haven't done before. Like I don't just want a repeat, you know, product, or like an imitation, you know what I mean? Um and like I know it's a lot of money to get a proto where I can actually just wait for a friend or something, or like a designer that I like to make something, and then just spend less money and support them and get something that I like. So it's always been something at the back of my mind, um, but I don't know. I need to set some money aside, I reckon, and build a board. I'd defo do a board. I wouldn't do keycaps. I'd stay way clear of keycaps. But I'm a bit of a beige head anyway, like you guys were saying in a couple episodes ago. I think Jono was clowning on beige.
Isn't it all the same? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas like I was sat there listening to the pod, and I was like, he's kind of right, actually.
Yeah.
It's all the same, just with sub legends that are cool, you know. But yeah, so I think maybe one day I'd need help though. I'm not about to go and design something in CAD, in Fusion or something, and get it made. I'll hire someone to do it for me. You know, I think just someone that's a bit more experienced with that kind of stuff, because I don't want to drop 700, you know, however much money it is on a proto, and then have it not fit together or like fuck up. And like hearing Jono get stuff made in Australia and spending however many thousands of dollars, I was like, nah, I did not have that money.
Yeah. Well, I was just gonna say, like, maybe if you want something fucking heavy, you know the guy to go to, Jono, for sure.
Yeah, there you go. Well, unfortunately, I love a plastic board, you know, as well. So I love the light stuff. Every day I use my Leopold 980C. You know, it's just my absolute workhorse. I just chuck it in my bag, no cover or anything, and just haul it to the office and use it all day, every day. So that's my number one. And I got like my other kind of, it's like a, what's the word? It's like a guilty, what is it? I forgot what it's called. It's like something that you're proud of, like that you like, that maybe you shouldn't like a little bit.
A guilty pleasure?
Like a guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
That's the one, yeah. I've got a Bauer light. I fucking bought one off secondhand marketplace.
Yeah.
I fucking love it. It's so cool. I'll show you. It's a bit of a meme build.
Oh,
But I
man.
love like the plastic stuff.
Because it was
Um,
secondhand, it was even cheaper than listing price,
oh
right?
yeah, yeah. It was new. It was still in like sealed in box or whatever. But he I think he bought one. But I put like I got it, and I put like a
Oh,
10U. This is DCS vert,
oh, so
so it's like the
based.
meme caps,
Yeah.
and then I put the 10U bar on it, so it's like borderline unusable. But
Holy fuck.
it's fucking wicked, and I just take that to meetups and stuff, along with like my ISO and stuff like that. But I love it. Like I just love that it's hot swap. Like I'm
Yeah.
not a massive hot swap fan, but it's fun and you can just like fling it around and not care and just chuck it in a bag and um. But like I like went out and got one. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
I was like, this looks cool. Even like a bit like what Rama used to do, but like the instructions were cool. Like the box is kind of nice. Like I was a little bit like, oh, I shouldn't really like this stuff,
Yeah.
um, but it kind of made the whole experience, um, pleasurable
Yeah.
and yeah. So I love a plastic thing. So Jono will not be helping me. I
Well,
want to be able to carry my board.
I know he said it jokingly, but what did Simon call the Bauer Light? It was like baby's first keyboard, but it has no
Yeah,
right to sound that good. I had one
yeah,
for a
yeah,
while, for a little bit, and I'm like, holy fuck, like, well, like $80 or something, and it's
yeah,
it
man.
sounds really damn good.
Yeah,
Is that the cheat code? Because you were talking about the Sleepy was a tray mount, right? Is that the cheat
yeah.
code in order to make tray mount good? Like a plastic, like acrylic base?
I think so. I think like I love the sound of a plastic board.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
like my 980C doesn't really count. Obviously, it's EC, but I also have I've got a polycarbonate Heine TKL1
Oh yeah.
that my girlfriend's been using for work every day for like 2 years, and she loves it. Like at home because it's like, but it's really quite noisy. But it's such a nice sound. It's loud,
Yeah.
sorry, but it's like a nice sound.
Yeah.
I just love the sound of a plastic board. Like I feel like I don't know if I'm gonna piss people off by saying this, but like putting brass in a keyboard like makes it like obviously absorbs the sound a little bit and like deadens the sound a little bit, which like a plastic board kind of does as well. Like
Yeah.
obviously like a
Yeah.
foamy plastic board completely kills the sound, but like I feel like it may be in a polycarbonate board. Um, like it's more boomy, but it's like quite it's not like a reverb sound,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
if that
Yeah.
makes any sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I guess if you don't like the sound of like if you don't like the sound of a polycarbonate board, you're not building it properly. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
um, you're
That,
not you're not doing a good job. So,
yeah.
but yeah, that's what I like.
Well,
And that's what matters.
it makes sense because for tray mount, you have that metallic sound, that pinginess or whatever you call it, and with a plastic tray mount, there's no there's what is there to be metallic like sound wise?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
actually really that's a good, yeah, that's
yeah. I
I
know,
yeah, yeah,
I know I know you mentioned about the you really like the Frog Mini Ligera.
yeah, dude.
Um, the acrylic one in particular, like I was thinking of, picking one. I don't like 60s to be honest, but I was thinking of picking one up, maybe just to give it a go and hear
Yeah,
it. But is that quite an enjoyable experience?
for sure. I have, well, I'm typing on HHKB, so you know that I like
Yeah, nice.
you know that I like plastic boards for sure, but 60% gummy O-ring plastic boards
Mm,
are a vibe because you don't really find super cheap ones that aren't super sussy. Like I'm sure you can get AliExpress ones for
mm,
like $20 or something, but the Ligera is, I don't think I found many plastic 60%, where you can just put in the PCB
mm,
in besides the Ligera. So I think it's awesome. Like the aluminum version, it is kind of cheap, and Gian said he created all those just to put in Hall effect PCBs and stuff. But I think he really hit the nail on the
mm,
head with the plastic one, like the acrylic one. So
mm.
it's fucking
That's
awesome.
so. And it's like such good value as well because
Yeah.
isn't there like a PC unicorn or something as well? But it's like maybe I've made that up, but like stuff is a lot of PC is so expensive,
Yeah.
but acrylic is just, it's like not, it's just as good,
Yeah.
Maybe I'll piss people off, but
Moods, you're wrong. No, dude.
yeah, yeah.
What is it? The famous the moon tower is another famous 60%
Oh yeah,
plastic.
I saw that on Alex Oto's stream.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The RGB is so cool on that, to be fair, but yeah, it's dollar as well.
Right.
So whereas I like the about one of my first proper like foray into like custom keyboards was actually the Rama Kara, like the
Oh, yeah.
HHKB plastic thing. I fucking loved it, and
Yeah.
I used it a lot. But I sold it when I moved.
Hmm.
Can't remember why. It was just, I think HHKB layout, like it's good, and I had the Sleepy or whatever. It's
Yep.
quite. I was using the control Unix control,
Yep. Yep.
but now I've gone back to normal control. So I don't really use HHKB anymore. But I also love a numpad. I love a full size. I love a TKL. So,
Yeah.
but the Kara was nice. It was such a joy to build and like follow the instructions. And I remember it not being the best value, but it's like at the end of the day, value is like it's like a personal thing. Like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it's at the end of the day, it's as long as you know what you're getting and you know how much it
Yep.
costs, like you make the decision. You know, you can be told something's great value, like the Cycle 7, which is what I have on the
Hey.
desk at the
Was
moment.
that
Like
Black
such a
Snail?
great value board. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I bought it recently because of the Cyrillic that Gion released,
Yeah.
but I didn't actually I didn't pick the Cyrillic up, so I'm hoping they can get it. They have Cafege here in Sydney, the vendor who stocks a lot of Gion stuff. So hopefully he'll get some in, and
Yeah.
I'll be able to swing by. Um, but yeah, like the Cycle 7 is such good value. And you know what, like you told that like objectively, it's good value. So then if you like it and you think it's worth the money, then go for it.
Yeah.
If you like it, you think it's worth the money, go for it.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So, and like same thing the other way. If you're told it's bad value, objectively, then if you like it and you want to, and you're happy with how much it costs, fucking go for it.
There you go.
Like
There you go.
don't let somebody else fucking tell you what you can and can't do. And that's one of the reasons why like I took to like Black Simon's content a lot. It was just like so quickly, it was like no filter,
Yeah.
like complete transparency with what you're getting, and from someone like at the early start of my at the start of my kind of time in the hobby, hearing that from somebody that's a bit more experienced, a lot more experienced,
Yeah.
and just being able to just remove that kind of that filter, that veil, it just made me make good decisions quickly, and that's like what it's, what I feel like a lot of people get value from, especially with Simon's content,
Yeah.
is it's just no filter, and you'll get to a point where you notice the signs, and you notice kind of how does the anno look on the prototype. So like you really get down into the details. The traces on the PCB. Like really get down to what looks like someone knows what they're doing, and what looks like someone hasn't got a fucking clue.
Yeah.
And then you can avoid getting biffed on the product, and yeah, but like having someone do that for you, at IC and at GB and stuff. So it's a blessing, and no one else does it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I don't know anyone else. The other person I watched early on was Mac Merlin,
Yep. Yep.
who's a dude who's just like absolute heart of gold, lovely guy, and he did it a little bit. He did like some reviews,
Yep.
but Simon was like in a bit more, like I felt like a bit more detail, and a bit less. I don't want to say a bit less nice, but a bit more like direct. You know what
Yep.
I mean? And
Yep.
and that's what like as me and you as consumers, and everyone else watching as consumers, like that's what they need. They need someone that's not gonna that's like on their side. Like there's not enough of that in the world.
Yes.
You know, we can get into politics and stuff. Another time maybe, but like there's not enough of there's too much like siding with the company or siding with the
Yeah.
not against the people. So
Yeah.
so that's kind of what that's really what drew me to Simon's content, and then I watched every pretty much every stream the whole time I was in the UK, and then moving to Australia, it's now impossible.
Oh,
Well, it was
dude.
impossible when he was in Dubai, and now it's impossible now he's in America.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
2:30 a.m. start. It's like I will not be watching. But I'm the king of VODs, I just watch all the VODs as many
Bro,
as I
yeah.
can, and yeah. So
We see
the
it. We see it. Like you always say, thank you, recap team, or you comment on the VODs. Like we all see it, dude. Like this
yeah, man.
guy, man. Like I don't want to feel like I'm, like we're probably gonna have to get married after all the things I say about you. But there's a reason why we love moods. Like, and it's not just because I want to agree with whatever the guest says, or I'm just agreeing to be nice. Like everything that he said is fucking to the like perfect, and it's what we believe. Like the build process, like he was talking about, the build process has a lot to do with enjoying keyboards. You doing whatever the fuck you want to do, if you're able to financially afford it. Who cares what other people
Yeah.
think? If you like it, if you can afford it, go for it. We all love Simon. Yeah, of course you're not gonna always appease every single person. So it takes a
Mm.
lot of courage, as I'm sure you know, to be yourself, even if it goes against the grain. And yeah, maybe you're mean to an extent past something that's the thing is Simon never makes personal attacks. Like
It's not mean.
no,
Yeah.
no, no, no. He is who he is. I think we appreciate him because he's not a hypocrite. Like if you can be true to yourself
Mm.
and you have a modicum of respect to people, because Simon respects everyone. He always says it. It's he's not attacking people personally. It's just objectively, like you say, this is good, this is bad. Like we gravitate towards those people because it takes a lot of guts to be yourself for sure. Like yeah, man,
Mm.
everything you said is fucking on point, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, man. It's funny as well because people often see it as mean. Like
Yeah.
when someone like critiques a product, like if I create a product and someone reviews it and critiques it, it's not an attack on me.
Yes.
Like it shouldn't be an attack. I shouldn't feel it's attack on me. If I feel that, then that's something that I have to deal with personally as the designer. It's look at the critique. Like where is it coming from? What is it saying? Maybe you don't have knowledge that this reviewer has. Somebody that's been around for a long time. If they're wrong, it's because they're not informed properly.
Yeah.
You know, that's maybe on you, or that's maybe on the IC or whatever. And there's it's never like a personal attack. And I guess it's hard when you put so much time and effort into something. Um, to hear someone talk negatively about it, but it's people need to be mature and be like emotionally mature, because there's people out there that have put out good stuff over and over again, um, and not had reviewers critique them because they're great at what they do. Like that's what makes a great designer.
Yeah.
Look at people like, oh well, I'm not going to start naming. I was going to say people like Elaine or whatever. She's a great designer and she puts out great things over and over again. They can cost quite a lot. She can charge that much because she's great at what she does, and you're getting a top tier product from her.
Yep.
She doesn't get. She might get critiques based on price, like a value maybe, but that's her choice. She's not going to take it personally. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because that's she's made that choice, and she knows she can charge that. And then it's down to the consumer. They're told. Simon might say this value is not great. I'm not thinking of anything specific, but this value is not great. It's like, but I want to pay $1,000 for a 60%. I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? So, and I can afford it, so I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Um, So yeah, I think it's it's hard. There's not many, like from my experience, like going to meetups and stuff. There's not many mature people in the hobby.
Yep.
Like I'm talking mature. I'm talking like older people. Like there's a couple guys that I know from in the Sydney scene that are probably like 50 plus. You know what I mean? But I'd say 80% of people are below the age of 25. You know.
Yeah.
Um, and so like there's still a lot. Then like in the grand scheme of things, like I don't know how old you are, Hugh, but like in the grand scheme of things, it's like they're still like finding their way. They're still learning a lot,
Yeah.
and so I guess it's everyone's just got to not take not take offense to stuff and just be a bit more mature and a bit more kind of you know uh, yeah, just like not be like such a like a baby, you know what I mean? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I'm just talking shit now, but yeah, like I see it, and like going back to the start of the convo, the red names and stuff. They're just like it's funny because it's young people, you know what I mean?
Mm.
The red names, they're young people. It's nothing to do with where they're from.
Yeah.
Like it's a bit of a meme, whatever. But like the beef I've had is with young people
Mm-hmm.
that just take every offense to everything, and um, I'm not thinking of anybody in particular or anything like that, but just my experience on there. Like I'm not on
Yeah.
Discord a lot, so
Yeah. Oh fuck, dude. Yeah.
but yeah, like it's just my take, and like that's something I've learned growing up as well. Like just in general, I guess what goes beyond keyboards, um, just you're in charge of how you feel, not anybody else. So it's down to
Exactly.
you to be kind or be angry or whatever. It's down to you. So yeah, and in a weird way, keyboards kind of help me be like that. I think, um, you know, looking at someone like Simon, who you're right, isn't a hypocrite. And then when people are angry at certain things that he says, it's like, well, actually, why? And then um, once you know why, and it's a lot easier to break it down and kind of act on it, or not
Yeah.
act on it.
Yeah.
Mm,
No, it's
mm.
it's it's,
I don't know
it's
where I was
true.
going with that.
No, dude. Like this is one of the episodes where I just fucking let moods go because he's on that Gondo level of like
Oh
excellence,
no!
dude. Like fucking
Oh
A.
no!
But it's true. Like especially I remember when I was young, I didn't know what I was getting into. Like I was a hard charging young man. I was like fuck everybody else, like my way or the highway. Like somebody
Mm,
somebody said something that could be taken as constructive criticism and I'm like, what did you tell me? And then as
yeah.
as you as you age, as you go through experiences, you kind of mellow out and you become the person that you eventually become a person that like you don't really know who you are until you go through life and like fuck. I
Mm,
mean, my teens, my 20s, like it wasn't until I got to my early 30s where I knew who I want to be in terms of being of a person, based on all the
yeah.
experiences in the past. And no, it's tough. It is tough to grow up and you're trying to figure out a lot of things when you're growing up for sure. But like you said, if you have just a little bit of open mindedness and to take yourself back, step
Mm,
back a little bit away from the emotion or whatever you're feeling and just analyze the situation or the comment. Most of the time, like you said, you can kind of say to yourself, okay, there's no reason for me to get bent out of shape because I'm in control of what I feel. And no one
mm,
no one else has the ability to get into my own head except for me, like you're in control
mm,
of what you think of. But were you
yeah.
how was that something that you had to learn yourself? Like it took a long time for you to get that mindset, like just like be mellow, or were you like that as a kid? Like were you very mature? And no, because I wasn't fucking mature, dude.
No, I sometimes wake up and I'm like, shit, was I like that as a child? It's like, I was a terror when I was a youth, yeah. And
Yeah.
like, mid teens and kind of later teens, I was a bit of a terror. I think there's a few things like um, I think I didn't I got into work really quite early. I
Mm.
was 19 when I started my job, my full time job. I didn't do university or college or anything like that. I did like a vocational course in the UK, and I got straight into work, full time work at 19 years old. So I learned a lot in the professional kind of scene. You know, working with people that might be difficult, people that haven't
Yeah.
yet figured it out.
Yeah.
Like a lot like older people, and that kind of made me going through all that. Um, kind of I grew up quite quickly, like 19, 20, 21.
Yep.
Um, so I'm like surrounding yourself with other adults as well. Like I was, barely with, other than my school friends and stuff. I didn't do uni yet. Like I didn't have uni friends or anything like that. And then
Yep.
also like I currently see a therapist, like a psychologist, and I've been seeing one for 7 years at this point, just because I went through some hardship when I was younger, when I was like mid to late teens, and because of that, I started seeing a therapist when I was maybe 20, maybe I was 22, 23,
Yep.
and I saw one in the UK for like 5 years, and now I see one here in Australia, and that's one thing where every month or whenever you see them, they really challenge you on why are you feeling this way, why are you doing these things, how get to the root cause of it,
Yep.
what affects you in different ways, and um, that really, once you start, like it's taken me a long, long time to get to a point where like when I feel something immediately, I'm like, oh, there's a feeling there. Why am I feeling like that? Oh, it's because of this, and this.
Yeah.
Or like, how many times have you had something small happen to you, like something so like the slightest inconvenience, and it's tipped you over the edge, and you've
Yeah.
lost your shit, and you kind of take a step back, and you think, actually, this just happened, but this happened earlier, this happened earlier, this happened yesterday, and this is kind of happening at the moment, and it's actually like those five things have caused that reaction, not that one thing. And you just take a step back and you're like, well, of course I'm feeling this way. Of course I want to blow up because these things are all happening to me at the same time. And once you can start doing that, it's a bit of a cheat code. Like you can just take it easy, and you can just be like, oh, actually, like it doesn't matter,
Yeah.
or like, again, like you're in complete control of what you do, and who you are. And it's like, oh, well, actually, I feel really anxious about something. I'm going to go on a walk, or I'm going to hit the gym. You know what I mean? Or I'm feeling, one thing I like to do when I get anxious or stressed or whatever is I just breathe. I have like an app on my phone. I just breathe,
Yeah.
and 2 minutes later, you're ready to do whatever you want, And so it's just like, just using the tools that you learn through your adulthood. And I feel like a lot of people, like I fast tracked it a little bit by having a therapist and getting into and like surrounding myself with adults, from like 19 years, like older people to learn from.
Yep.
But like it comes to most people, I'd say, and you just gotta um just be open minded and like learn from everything that you do.
There you go. Yeah.
Um, yeah, man. So that's kind of that's kind of my journey, and you should go see a therapist. Like to everybody listening,
Thank
like
you.
it's
Yes. Yes.
there's I don't know why there's still a stigma. It's fucking stupid. It's
Hey.
like, yeah, it costs money, but it is, it's your life. You have one shot.
Mhm.
It's fucking worth it. It's even like once a month, um, just to check in and fucking talk about what's stressing you and talk about what's going well. And yeah, I can't recommend it enough. I'm one of those.
Bro, it's this may be like a long tangent, but I think I'll get there eventually. Like Michael Scott, sometimes I start a conversation and I hope I find it along the
Yeah.
way. But so I'm a huge MMA fan. I've been a
Mm.
martial arts fan for all my life, and I love practicing martial arts, boxing specifically. The thing that that you said, there could be, you know, a very small subset of people that participate in martial arts or fight MMA that don't feel fear or angst or, you know, being scared, but the majority of people do feel scared. You know, do feel nervous. And I think it takes a lot of courage to own up to your weaknesses and try and seek out help to fix those weaknesses because like you said, if you just keep letting things fester, it's going to eventually bubble up and you might even say something or do something to someone that doesn't deserve it and you feel super bad about it. Like for instance, if something's going on at school and you just let it, you know, piss you off every single day, you might get angry at your mom and dad for doing something
Mm.
really trivial. Like there is nothing, they don't have anything to do with it. It's just that everything's been building up and you lash out to people, especially those that you love. And it's hurtful. And for sure, people should take care of their mental health. Like whatever stigma there is, like you said, there is still stigma, but why wouldn't you try and become a better you?
Mm.
A lot of the issues and like things we worry about, it's between the ears, right? Like the human brain is just fucking amazing at times, and at other times it's like, oh, why am I thinking this way? Why are you making me like do this or feel that way? But what you said really shows how sometimes it may be difficult to kind of detract yourself from digital things or like from the world and just meditate or think about why am I doing this and just have some time to contemplate silently, especially since, you know, we might be on our phones a lot or, you know, watching, we're always on the go. So those moments, especially when you go to a therapist or a professional where you're able to be super introspective, like that's really
Mm.
important. And
Mm.
it's thank you for saying that because even now there's still a stigma and
Mm.
there's nothing wrong with saying that you need help or like you go to a therapist or something. I mean, in fact, it makes you stronger. Like it's more courageous to do that than to be like, oh, I don't need anything. I'm just gonna keep going forward until I eventually blow up. Like that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, yeah, man. It's like there's I know in Australia there's charities. Even like I know the keyboard community and most people listening to this are probably going to be guys. Um, but there's a charity here. I think it's called MensLine. Let me just double check. Um, yeah, MensLine, and it's a charity where you can just call the number and just speak to somebody. You know what I mean? Like 24/7,
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
like it's private, it's anonymous. Like just find like see if your country, like to anybody listening, has something similar, and even if even if it's just to chat to say, hey, how you going, just to talk to somebody, take your mind off something. Like having that at your fingertips is something that we've never had. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and take advantage of it. Is what I'd say. It's free. Like in Australia, Men's Line's free. You don't have to sign up or anything. It's literally a charity of people that are there to just talk to you when you call, which is hectic. So, um, you know, how the stigma around it is, I think, is dying a little bit. Like I don't um, really like associate with people that are a bit like that. They're a bit like old timey in that sense. Like just because of who I am and what I do and the stuff I do. So where I spend my time and stuff. But I think it is, from what I've seen, it is kind of dying down a little bit,
Yep.
um, and we're moving in the right direction. But it's I feel like with everything, like whenever you go on your phone or whatever, the fucking contrast of like horrible things and
Yeah.
like fake things and like you know all this kind of shit is just like um it's just a bit mental, and like getting through every day is can be a challenge, and um So yeah, it's important to look after yourself, especially your mental. So yeah.
Agreed,
Um,
dude.
you said you're like way into boxing. That's fucking
Yeah.
sick, man. I My gym has a boxing like a boxing class, but I've not. I need some encouragement to be
Oh,
able to go to one because I booked into one and then I
dude.
pussied out last minute. I was like, I'm gonna be so dead by the end of it.
Oh man, it's oh my god. So that's another thing that I think is super awesome. Young people getting into sports or like activities or group
Mm,
activities, especially martial arts. I wish. Oh man, it was super hard for me at first when I didn't have friends that did it because it's like.
mm.
Well, I guess it's like with everything. Well, with a lot of things, it's super tough to take that first step. I wish I was there so I could go with you, but oh, that's so fucking awesome. Is it like a like how big is your gym? Like, is there like a huge section of heavy bags and stuff? And
But no, it's a gym where they have like quite a heavy focus on classes. There's a gym floor,
that's
and I
awesome.
usually go to the gym floor. But there's
Yeah.
like a big my partner does. They have like reformer Pilates. My partner goes like 6 days a week.
Oh man.
She's hectic, yeah. But they have like a boxing class, and there's like they have like a room, and there's loads of round bags hanging down,
Oh
and then
yeah,
there's like outside there's like a big wall of gloves and pads and stuff. So I don't know if it's more like do a bit of boxing, do a bit of like bit of like push ups or whatever. I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
know
yeah.
how it'll work or whatever, um, but I kind of joined because I was like, oh, I've done reformer Pilates a couple of times, and that is fucking tough.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if anyone's done that, if they know it's mental. But usually we just go together, and she'll do that, and I'll work out just on weights or whatever. But maybe we should, me and her will both do a book into like a boxing class, maybe.
Yes, yes. It's super amazing because there may be some times where you have to let out that anger, like physically. Like
Mm.
I always growing up, I always want to have a heavy bag because every now and then you just want to fucking punch the shit out of something.
Yeah.
Again, when I was growing up, I was like fucking aggressive as shit, but it's it's such an amazing way to work out, especially if you don't want to do like the sparring and stuff because just because you go boxing doesn't mean that you have to spar against someone else. Like I know there's always a reason why things are the way they are, but one of the things that I kind of regret is sparring, like going super hard. Like
Mm.
I've gone through some wars. I mean, there's a reason why I slur my words, a couple times, and there's a reason why I blink a lot because I had a PRK, which is kind of like LASIK eye surgery
Oh yeah.
for boxing, and it dried out my eyes, so I fucking blink like 200 times a second. But all this to say,
What?
sparring is amazing, especially if you're someone that wants to become a professional at it. But
Mm.
I got these headaches every time I got hit in the head. Like eventually I had to just call it quits. But the training aspect of it, like hitting the bags, doing combinations, doing bag work, it's so, I don't want to say primitive because primitive sounds like it's bad. It's just fucking awesome, dude. It feels
Yeah,
so
I know what you
freeing.
mean.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like kind of like lifting weights a little bit. Like
Yeah.
there's certain exercises like chest press or squat or deadlift, like big compound movements that like I feel like my body should be doing this.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know
yeah.
what I mean?
Oh man. Well, I could tell
Yeah.
because the pictures I see on Instagram and like you in the video, like you're fucking jacked as shit, dude. Like you
Nah,
got some shoulders on you, boy. Like
nah,
holy shit, dude.
I'm not like you, mate.
No,
I'm not like
no.
you, like repping the tank right now. That's so cool. Nah, I'm just a fucking unit, man. I'm like 6'2", like 120 kilos. Like I'm a big fella. Um, and I played a lot of sport growing up, but
I was just gonna ask that. Yeah,
um,
yeah. Yeah. What was your
yeah,
like athletic background growing up? And also, real quick for the audio listeners, please tune in because Moods is sexy as fuck, just like Gondo. Like, holy shit, how can we have the best looking guests every single week? Like, I don't know, man. I gotta turn off my videos sometimes because these guests are
Mate, you
amazing.
fit right in. You
Oh
fit
no,
right in. What are you on about?
no, man.
But fucking hell, Gondo's fucking jacked. That man, I know. I'm just at the bit in the podcast where you're talking about working out and stuff, and that man is an absolute unit. Good on him. He's got genes,
Oh my
you know.
god.
Um, but I played. I grew up tall really quickly when I was a youth, like well, a young person. So I was in all the sports teams at school. Played in the UK. I played a lot of rugby union.
Hell yeah,
Um,
dude.
yeah, man. So I played for my school, and we were a really good team. I played for the city, and we were a good team. The city I grew up in,
Damn.
um, we had a good team, and we were pretty competitive. Um, but I got to about 16 years. Oh no, it wasn't. Oh, it might have been like maybe 15, 14, 15, 16, that kind of that time. And they wanted you to start training in the morning before school and stuff. And I was like,
Oh,
nah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And and swimming as well was another one. Like swimming is like weirdly, where I grew up is like weirdly, popular.
Yeah.
And, I got asked to join a swim club. And they were like, you need to get here at like 5 a.m. to do swimming. And I was like, nah.
No thanks.
I was like a 15-year-old.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was like
yeah.
a 15-year-old. It's like, what on earth are we talking about
Yeah.
here? So I did that for a bit. Well, I didn't join that swim club, but I was a swimmer. I was in the school. I went to a pretty posh school,
Yeah.
and we had like a water polo team, and I was part of that, which is
Bro.
that's a mental sport. Anybody that plays that is a fucking beast.
How do you do
That
it?
is a mental
How do you
sport.
do it, dude?
It's like you have to tread water constantly, and then you've got to tread water and jump out of the water to throw the ball. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
The guys that play that are absolute beasts. And then what else did I do? Oh, I did. They took me to my school took me to athletics one year, to like an athletics competition one
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
There was a big group of us, and you had to do a field sport and then a track sport.
Okay.
So I'd never done it before. They put me on fucking shot put
Oh
in
yeah,
this
dude.
fucking, and I came last.
Yeah, yeah.
I came last. It was so bad. But then the track they put me on. We did like a relay and we won it. I couldn't believe it. We won like a 400 meter, 4 by 100 meter relay.
Yeah.
Um, that was mental. But this was all like when I was a young lad, and then I left school at 16, and then I did like a 2 year, excuse me, course at like a in the UK they have A levels. It was like an A level college, and I did a course there, and it was like associated with the university, and so I joined the University American football team. I'm a big American football fan.
Chicago
Yeah,
Bears,
and I'm a
bro.
big
I see
NFL
that.
fan. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And I played a year
Holy fuck.
there, and it was like I thought I was a big guy, and then I like played American football, like national university leagues,
Yeah.
and that there are some fellas that absolutely dwarfed me. It was rough. Like traveling, I remember traveling up to Stirling, which is like a small town in Scotland, like outside of Glasgow, and they've got a big posh university there, and they had a team, and it was below freezing,
Yeah.
and we were playing, and half the team didn't come with us. We got like a coach up there, like it was like a 9 hour coach to get there.
Yeah.
Half the team didn't show up, so I had to play O line and D line.
Oh my god.
I got
Fuck, man.
absolutely clobbered.
Yeah.
I got tackled after a play had finished, and a dude fucking came from behind like that and biffed me.
Yeah.
No flag or anything, and I broke my elbow. He like fractured my elbow doing it. I was like, that was rough,
Yeah, man.
but it was good fun. Like I loved doing it, and um, it was yeah, it was. I mean, I love the sport, and so I like had to give it a go. And I remember I think you said in a previous app that you're a big college football fan, maybe.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So um, yeah, man. I've been to London games and stuff, NFL games, and It's quite good watching it here as well in Australia because it's like on the Monday,
Yeah.
so I like have it on in the
Oh,
background sometimes
yeah.
during work and stuff, and staying up for the Super Bowl. Like in the UK, it was like you'd finish at like 3 a.m.
Yeah, yeah,
on a like a Monday morning, but here it's like I just take the Monday off,
yeah.
go out to like a pub or whatever, have like a breakfast and a beer, at like 10 a.m. kickoff. It's way better watching it here, um, and yeah, and I've actually, like, funnily enough, I've made a couple friends through keyboards and football,
Yeah, yeah.
like it combined. So there's a couple guys here that are big into keyboards and big into football.
Oh my
So
god, that's
it's
awesome.
yeah, it's wicked.
Damn.
Yeah, but my dream is to come over to America and watch a game there.
Yes. Fuck it, dude. Whenever you're coming, I don't care. Obviously, don't come to Iowa because, I mean, I guess the Bears are close to Chicago, but don't come to Iowa. Either go to Chicago, any of the coast. Let me know when you're coming.
Yeah,
We're gonna go to an NFL game. That's fucking amazing,
yeah,
dude.
that's fucking hectic. I had an Iowa Hawkeyes
Oh man, yeah.
like sweatshirt
Yep.
that I wore like every day during COVID. You know what I mean? I was like, this shit's so cool. Like college sports on a sweatshirt is like popular, but yeah, like I love the sport. Like yeah, so I played it. Um, yeah, I'd love to come over one year and do that. I was going to go in during COVID
Mhm.
to Chicago. I was going to go to Chicago. I'm not actually a Bears fan. I just like the hat. I'm
Yep.
actually a Bengals fan, which is a bit sad. But
Oh, I'm a Ravens fan, but I still love you.
oh
So
yeah, mutual. Don't worry. Um, yeah, the Ravens are so good. So and I was going to go to Chicago with just me and my stepdad actually, and he's a runner, so he was going to run the Chicago Marathon, and we were going to go to a football game and a basketball game and stuff, and then COVID hit, and I think they like cancelled the run, yeah, and it got like postponed or something, and then I moved to Australia, so then I couldn't come with
oh,
him, and then it was like,
damn.
yeah, but it's still a dream of mine, so yeah, man, of course I'll hit you up. And we'll go watch something, and yeah, it'd be fucking sick. Do all the sports, do ice hockey, do basketball, do the lot.
Dude, I
Yeah,
knew
man.
I knew before we had moods on it was gonna be an awesome episode, and then I'm just fucking learning about everything that he likes, and I like the same exact shit. This is gonna. I don't care if this goes on for 10 hours, and I'm just joking. But like,
Yeah, man.
real quick before I ask you more about the NFL things, what you
Mm.
said about boxing, I experienced when I tried rugby here in Iowa
Oh,
because
yeah,
unlike in the UK or well, unlike or Australia, because you guys have like, I know Australian football and rugby, they're different, but like it's less of a thing here in the States because American football is
mm,
big. So
yeah,
when I went there, I didn't know who the fuck, like, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what a ruck was. It was just a bunch of
yeah,
old dudes. There was like this French dude that smoked cigarettes every day before practice, and then he just like beat the shit out of us. Like, I don't know how he had
yeah.
that cardio capacity, but as someone who's played both, is it true that like, in my opinion, rugby, like, you get some pretty fucking gnarly hits, but it's not as bad as football because in like American football, people really try to fuck you up, like you said, with
Yeah,
the pushing in the back and stuff, because I guess maybe people think that you're with pads and it's safer, but like, at
yeah,
least with rugby you can't hit above, but with American football you're just like
yeah.
fucking killing each other, dude. Like, what was
I feel
more
like
harder?
I feel like you nailed it. You nailed it. I think like wearing pads, you feel a bit invincible. Like, and you're not just in your shoulder pads. You've got like leg pads on, and like all of that, and your helmet, and like I feel like it comes down to NFL is like you give 110% in short bursts, like really short bursts. Obviously, like each play, you give 110%, and you're like laying out to catch a ball,
Yeah,
or you're like laying out to throw a pass. But then in rugby, it's constant, but like maybe like a bit less. Like you as a person, you're not putting in 110% every time the play, like during live play. Like you you go into you carry the ball, you go into a ruck or whatever, and then you like come back again. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
like it cycles through your forwards or whatever and your backs, and um, yeah, like I think they're both like equally hard.
Yeah.
Like I'd say like American football, people hit harder. I think there's always something like innate about wanting to absolutely destroy someone when you're just in clothes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like it's like I'm going to get hurt just as much as that fella is. But then people are wired a bit differently sometimes, and they're like, um, yeah, you've got to be tough to play both. And um, yeah, I mean, it's tough for me. NFL was harder, but that's probably because I was playing against people that were a lot bigger than me. Whereas
Dude.
in rugby, I was kind of the guy that people didn't want to tackle.
Were you
You know?
so were you a forward or you weren't a prop, right? I mean, you could
Yeah,
have been a prop because you're like huge as fuck, but
I was second row for a long time because I
oh
was just taller than
yeah.
everyone else, and then later on, before I stopped, I moved to prop, just because we had some guys that were slightly taller than me, and I was a bit broader than them, so they moved me to like loose head, and that's fucking rough.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
it's fucking rough, but it builds, builds you. Uh, like getting filthy with other guys and like the adrenaline of carrying the ball and stuff. It
Yeah.
builds you. It's not. I like in American football. I never touched the ball. I was always like I like O line or D line or whatever. You just kind of trying to do your bit as best as you can
Oh, dude.
and never touching the ball or whatever. But yeah, man, I can imagine rugby's not that common in America, but American football's got a real following in the UK. Not so much in Australia, but in the UK, there's like local teams. We had a local team that was really really good, and um, like because like an NFL travels to the UK for games, and it travels to Germany now, and um, there's real popularity in Europe.
Yeah.
Um, but funny because like rugby union, a lot of people play rugby union in the UK, but I don't feel like it's the UK sports scene is just dominated by the Premier League,
Yeah. Yep, yep,
and
yep, yep.
like everybody knows about football and stuff, and whereas in Australia, it's like it's half and half between rugby league here is
Yeah.
huge, not rugby union. Rugby union's like a little bit kind of on the side, but rugby league is massive. And then the Aussie rules football is massive here as well. And I tell you, Aussie rules football, AFL is, I love it. I know
Yeah.
I've spoke to a few people who are a bit like, oh, it's like nothing really happens, or it's like not like uncontested
Oh,
goals and stuff like that. And it's like, I love it. It's just like uber athletic people just making the sport look piss easy to play. It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
um, it's mega. And then, yeah, being in Sydney, it's like you get all the sporting events come to the town, and you can go watch everything. And there's like multiple teams playing multiple games, multiple times a week and stuff.
Oh
And
man.
then we'll have the NFL is coming to Melbourne, and we'll have everything. It's
Dude.
yeah, it's wicked. It's yeah, sporting's so huge here.
Are,
Everybody's into sport.
is it coming this coming season? And if so, I hope the Jaguars aren't coming. I feel so bad that it's always the Jaguars that are coming to the UK or like internationally. I mean, no hate,
I like.
no hate, but like they're not the best team.
Yeah, I know. The owner owns Fulham, a football club, I think.
Oh
So
shit.
I think it's like they're like the de facto England team, the
Yeah.
Jags. But they've been, oh yeah, I mean, Trevor Lawrence is, he's supposed to be good and he's all right, but I know a lot of people don't like him, and
Yeah.
um, they've struggled a lot over the last few years, haven't they? And I think the Rams are coming to Melbourne.
Oh my god.
Um,
Yeah, I was just gonna search.
the LA Rams are coming. I watched the Rams play the Bengals a long time ago, and then that was the Super Bowl, and I was fucking devoed.
Oh
I
my
was
god.
devastated when that.
Were you a Bengals fan before that? Well, yeah, of course you had to be because that
I
was just recent.
I yeah, I started following in about 2015,
Yeah.
and the Bengals were like they were like a middling team. I kind of went for them because they were like, in the middle, a bit different, you know. And then the following year they were really, really good.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And
Fuck,
then
dude.
and then
You
up
guys, you
until they
guys
got
always,
Burrow, they were shit.
you guys always had our number. Like against the Ravens, like the Bengals always like Chad Ochocinco, Carson Palmer. Like you guys always fucked us up.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh, a
god.
long time, yeah.
AJ Green.
But
Oh
there
my
was
god.
like there was a game, wasn't there a game a couple of years ago where the Ravens it's always brilliant between the Ravens and Bengals, especially now Burrow's now he's like 5 years in, but um now he's the quarterback. But it's always I feel like it's never is it never a close game? It's always somebody dominates the other team, I think. I
I,
can't
I
remember.
I want to forget last year because I guess we forgot how to play defense. Like every time we played the
Yeah.
Bengals,
Was that like
oh my
when
god.
Chase went massive or whatever? Yeah.
Jamar Chase, T
It's like
Higgins,
getting 200 yards.
like four,
Yeah.
500 yards, like every single game. It's stupid, dude. But like you said, it's the AFC North. I don't know if there's another conference in football that is as contested because the Bengals, they obviously went to the Super Bowl a couple years ago. The Ravens haven't gone since 2012, and then you got the Steelers, which they have their history, and then you do have the Browns. The Browns are the Browns, but like 3 out of the 4, like it's must see TV every single time if it's an
Yeah.
AFC North game.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And then Browns usually get involved because they usually got like a high pick quarterback as well, that they fuck up on every year. So,
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah, it's I love the sport. I love the fanfare. Like Americans go big or go home. You know what I mean? Like it's always a blast. And seeing like pictures of Paul Brown Stadium packed out, it's just like and doing like the tailgates and stuff like that. I would love to like seeing videos of the Bills fans going mental and stuff, and like I would love to do something like that. Like they don't do that anywhere else in the world. It's even like the Premier League's got such a problem because everybody like hates each other. You know what I mean? Like all the fans hate the other fans of the opposing team. Like I don't know in the NFL, do all the fans sit mixed or is it segregated?
It depends. You do sit mixed, but I think I understand what you mean. Like obviously the Premier League games, there's a lot of there's more history, I'm sure. Like and there's more
Yeah.
like it's like kind of generational because the different tiers of football. Like it's a real community thing. Like my great grandfather cheers I don't know, Tottenham or whatever. But yeah, we do sit together. I think the craziest we usually get are college football games. Not as much as NFL, but yeah, they sit together. I'm so surprised you say that because I always thought maybe not tailgating, but the Premier League games, like all the chants that all the fans have and stuff like that. It's so top tier compared to American football. But maybe like the tailgates are better in American football, like but the fan atmosphere is unparalleled in Premier League. Maybe I don't know. I've never been to a Premier League game, so
I know in Europe, especially like you go to football games in Europe and Eastern Europe, and you get like the ultra fans. Is it ultras? The ultras, and they like have the flares go off, and they have the flags, and that's fucking hectic. That's cool. But in the Premier League, it's like or like in football in the UK, you do have the deep rivalries, and you do like fans never mix. Like I've never heard of a game with mixed seating, you know what I mean? It's away. There's the away block and then the home fans and stuff. And the chants of they're great fun, you know what I mean? Like everybody gets in on them, and then there's chanting between the fans as well. So like
that's awesome.
there's it's so funny. Like if the home team's getting whipped and the home fans start leaving at 80 minutes or like 70 minutes. And then the away fans will start chanting like, "Is there a fire drill?" Because everyone's leaving through the stairs. It's just the funniest thing, you know what I mean? And it's great when you're there. Yeah, it is great, but it's like turn up, go to the game, watch the game, and then head home. Like I've got some great memories. my stepdad's also a big football fan, and I've got great memories of going to a game on like a Tuesday night, paying £5 a ticket to go
Yeah.
to a game on like a Tuesday night. You know, in the biting cold. You like got 2 layers of socks on. It's like 1 degree. You're
Uh-huh.
stood still with the wind blowing. Like, and then you like leave at 85 minutes to go and run back to the car and then beat the traffic. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's just like that's how you do it. It is good fun when you go with a group. Like many things, like if you go with a group, it's always a good laugh and you get the beers flowing and I
Yeah.
feel like lots of sports like that and you know same with kind of I've got good memories of going to cricket games and stuff in the UK and in Australia as well. Cricket's international cricket's quite popular here, and just getting the beers flowing, especially it's a summer sport, the sun's out, get the beers flowing, happy days. You know, you're with a group of mates or whatever, and you just get it's good fun, you know, and um, you know, like most things, it's great to do it with people.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Mm,
Dude, it's
mm,
it's it's the same. um for me, the podcast is similar, especially now since I obviously I could always go back to my college to watch, a college game, but there's no, where I live, there's a lot of local teams, but it's nothing like the UK or in Europe where you make it a night, or like you get your family, you all go for £5 or something, and you watch, your seventh tier local team,
yeah.
do their thing. It's much more spread out here, and it's not as much of a connection. Maybe
Mm,
in
mm,
bigger cities, maybe in Cincinnati, obviously everybody has that connection with the Bengals, but I miss that a lot, in Iowa for sure. But it's true. Like we all go through difficult shit. There's always someone that's going through something that's worse than you are, and it's good to have that perspective. And it's so nice to be able to just, for me, it's been the podcast. A couple of hours out of my week, regardless of how bad my week went, just in order to just relax, maybe have a few, laughs with friends. The same thing when you go to a sporting event. No matter how shit your week's been, no matter, I don't know, how scary things are, you're worried about your job or like school and things like that. Just having a couple hours to just enjoy life, especially with buddies,
mm,
that's amazing, dude. Like there's
mm,
nothing that
mm.
beats that. It's just,
Yeah, man.
it's so good.
Yeah, man. And like it's funny as well because when you messaged me, you know, about the podcast, you know, coming on the podcast, that's such a um such a funny time because I was having a bit of wobble, you know, like friendship wobble, moving across to the other side of the planet. You know, I've got a really good group of friends in the UK that I've known. Some that I've known that my parents knew their parents before we were born. You know what I mean? Like some that I've,
Oh,
people that I've grown up with. You know, like I was a best man at one of my friends' weddings and things like that. Like I got a really close group of friends, and moving to Australia was really hard in that respect. Um, and making new friends is such a challenge, you know. And I was just, you know, I was feeling it, and your message came through, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is, you know, it's someone, you know, wanted to talk to me and learn, you know, a bit more about me, and it just, yeah, it came through at a really good time. So thank you for that. And yeah, you know, and I have found some friends through keyboards because you know that's what you know, we often joke about it's not what you know, it's who you know, or it's like it's the friends that you made along the way. God, I
yeah.
can't even fucking remember it. But like it's so you know, it's so important, and yeah, it's like I found some friends through just like local like Discord communities and stuff, and but but that's here, you know, can be hit and miss. You know, I probably met 100 people and I've got like two close friends from it,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
but keyboards, there's always, you know, it's um, you've got something like shared passion, like shared interest, shared passion, you know, and you know, I can imagine like even moving around America, it's so large, you know, you might lose contact, and it can be hard to travel so far and to meet up with friends every week or whatever. And fortunately, I have like I play video games with my mates, which keeps that kind of bond going strong. And
Yeah.
and I've got a group of them coming out to visit me in September. So yeah, it's like this podcast is great. Just meeting people and building those friendships a bit stronger. Like even just beyond like acquaintance, that you might meet at a meetup or something. It's yeah, it's I'm very grateful that you brought me on and um yeah, like I don't know where I was going with that, but
No, dude, like,
talking, friendship.
yeah, man, it's the same with me. And again, I want you to be on future episodes 100%, especially when the whole gang is here, because it's just fucking awesome to talk to you. Like even through our Discord messages, it's awesome. And it's tough. It's awesome how we have the technology. Oh shoot, what was the quote? Like, we have all this technology, right? But it seems like sometimes the more technology we have, the more farther apart we drift from friends. Like when the phones came out, like, oh shit, we could talk to your grandma or somebody across the world. And now it's starting to become a little more disconnected with all the technology we have. But something that I want to ask you real quick was, I had no idea that you came from the UK. So I was really curious. I was really curious how you became friends with Jampot, because you said you were really good friends with Jampot. And I was thinking, did Jampot come to Australia, or did like Boots go to the UK? Like, how did you meet Jampot?
So funny. Like I knew he existed in when I was in the UK because he was part of a recap team or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like a bit more involved in Simon's community and stuff. But I I didn't start talking to him until I moved to Australia. So
Yeah.
I've never actually met him in person, and I've
Yeah.
been trying to convince him to come visit and I've only been back to the UK once, but I think he was on like since I moved.
Yeah.
But I was so busy meeting people and I didn't think we could make it work. Um but I can't remember how it started. I can't remember, it's
Yeah.
like it seems so long ago now, we've talked so much and like even so far as like he's like having video calls and stuff, just like catch ups like that. Like even never meeting someone and having video calls and it's nice, it's a nice friendship. And
Mhm.
we found out that like he went to the university that I used to live near and stuff like that. So there's like
Yeah.
our paths have been so close for many years and it's he's a lovely guy and just another one add to the list of friends that I've made in the hobby and yeah, it was just so funny. Like it took for me to move to the other side of the planet to then meet him, and it's just yeah, it's funny. It's funny.
Oh man, we're excited to talk to him. I think we have him because, again, I'm a dumbass. I scheduled like 1,000 people, but I think we're scheduled to talk to him. If Simon is not going to the Chicago meetup, we're gonna talk to him on that weekend, so July 26th or 27th, because Simon wants to be on the episode with Jampot. And if Simon is going to the meetup 26th or 27th of July in Chicago, then I think we'll have Jampot on like August, like the first or second week of August. But yeah, dude, I was so curious. Like maybe it was just you meeting him on Discord, but like how did this guy meet Australia and UK? Yeah, I was always
I can't
curious.
even remember, man. I can't even remember. I don't know if I'm like I don't know if I asked a question or something, and then
Yeah.
like it moved to DMs or something or whatever. But yeah, and then it just goes from there. I can imagine like for you, this is the organising all this is like a full-time job. You know what I mean? Like you'd become a
Oh man.
fucking project manager.
Oh dude, I'm very blessed. I want to say I'm very blessed that so many people, including yourself, want to take the time out of their day to spend time with me and Simon James Tangus. Like you've heard, and what we've always said, it's about how you use your time, because like you said, we only have one life. How you spend your time really shows how much you care about an initiative or things like that. So It's been amazing. I've learned my lesson to not invite 1,000 people at once because I feel so bad. Like Upas, we're scheduled him out until like August, September because I'm a fucking idiot, and it's still June, for a couple more days. But it's just been awesome, man. Like at the end of the day, if this podcast results in people's stories being told, like your story and other people's stories, that's what I created the podcast, like a couple hours out of everybody's week to just chill and learn about people that are in the community that are good people. Sometimes it's about keyboards, sometimes it's not. Like we all have really unique and important stories to tell, and this podcast platform hopefully allows people to do that. Like for me and for the other co-hosts, it's just fucking awesome just to hear everybody talk. It's just great. So
yeah, man, it's wicked. It's like I think Paul said it in his episode. Like it's mad nobody's done this sooner. It's like such a good idea, and it's like such a good thing. Like for the community especially, and brilliant for all the guests and the hosts. So yeah, man, it's you should be proud. It's mega. It's and I'm personally, super grateful. I love podcasts. So a keyboard podcast is a no fucking brainer. You know what I mean? And so yeah, thank you. And it's like I've loved listening to them. It's they're a blast. All of them that I've listened to so far. Maybe Jampot's I'm a bit worried about, but nah, joking.
Nah, dude,
I'm sure
this is another class. Like this is fucking awesome, and I appreciate it, man. Like we all appreciate it. But before we get to the good keyboard friend of the week, I want to ask you real quick another NFL question.
Yeah.
So what the heck is going on with the Bengals draft pick? Like, why hasn't he signed yet? I keep hearing stories or about like some weird language in his contract. Shamar Stewart, I think that's his name. And then I hear like, well, the Bengals have always been cheap and blah blah blah. But I've never talked to an actual Bengals fan. Like, what is your take on this whole shit? What's going on?
It's mad. I know a lot of people hate the way the franchise has been run for a long time, and it's like this year people were so surprised that they kept Chase and Higgins, and I think that was because Burrow told them to, and I think it's become one of those. It's like the team's becoming one of those where the quarterback is like kind of like running the team a little bit. Which is completely like it's nice because it's completely different from what they have been doing for a long time, like skimping and not spending money and stuff like that. And they've obviously built like a pretty nasty reputation for doing that. But God, I don't know. I've not been really across it. What's happening with Shamar Stewart? But I think he was quite injury prone. I think in his during college, and I don't know if there's something fucking going on with that. Like I've been a bit disconnected this off season. I don't know why actually, but I'll just, I listen to a podcast, an American football podcast that used to be called Around the NFL. Yeah. And now now the guy's left and it's called Heed the Call.
Yeah.
And they just pump out like during free agency, they put like an hour episode a day. I was like, I cannot keep up. Like I commute half an hour in the car, so I have I can listen to podcasts, but like I could just not keep up, and so I've not listened to them for a few weeks now, and so I'm not up to the latest. I saw like Rodgers eventually signed with somebody, and I'm just like, oh, that guy needs to get out. Like, you can't. He's just a plague at the moment. But yeah. So I unfortunately I don't have an answer for you on Shamar Stewart. But this is the Bengals year, just like last year and the year before. I'm feeling it.
I don't understand. Okay, so I obviously know that football is very complicated. As you know, you've played it. You've played it at a higher level than me. I've played it just at high school level. But wouldn't you think it would be a good idea to cover Jamar Chase? Like, what the fuck are the Ravens doing every single time we play the? Oh my god! what is going on? Like,
The,
blown coverages
the
every single
problem is,
time.
I know. The problem is like you need two people on him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's that good. Like you get the one-on-one matchup, and he's fucking golden. You know what I mean? Every time, it's so special. Um, there's a few guys like that, like Justin Jefferson,
Oh,
and
dude.
he's a fucking weapon. Like, and then you need someone good throwing to him,
Yeah.
and it's lights out. You know, they just um, planning a defense around a player just opens up avenues for other players, which is like one of the reasons why keeping Higgins was so important.
Yeah.
Because if you have an elite number two, if everyone covers one, then two is wide open. You know, so fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. It's just when you come to an elite backfield that it's maybe a bit of a challenge, but there aren't many of them around.
No.
Um,
No.
there's not many elite cornerbacks. Let's see if the new guy Travis Hunter is a good cornerback,
Dude.
or like
Yeah.
is a core cornerback in the league, you know, rather than a wide receiver. That's going to be interesting.
I understand why the Jags did it, and I really hope the Jags do well. I feel like if he's even like an average wide receiver or an average cornerback and is maybe like the same average of the other position, it'll be a home run. Like we've never seen this, you know? And do you think he can really play as many snaps on both sides of the ball as he did at Colorado and like he keeps wanting to play? Because it's
Oh, I don't know. It it's like on the one hand, there's a reason maybe it's never been done before, but then
yeah.
like you hear about players that were a quarterback for a long time and then became, or like a tight end for a long time and then like switched or something, or you know those like stories like that. But I don't know. He's just like an elite athlete, and then a bit like when DK Metcalf came into the league and he was like an elite athlete, and then but like wasn't a refined wide receiver, and then he kind of took off a little bit when he got some good wide receiver coaches behind him. So maybe I can't see him doing both. I really can't. Like for me, he's got to be an elite cornerback or wide receiver to be a home run. I just like I want the
Yeah.
Jags to do well, but it's hard. It's hard.
It's cool. It's cool to see someone with that much talent and with that much like passion and will. Like I want to do this. I don't give a fuck what anybody else says. I'm gonna do this,
Yeah,
and I want him to
yeah,
succeed. I just don't. I
yeah,
just don't
man.
know. Like this will be exciting to watch for sure. And I'm so glad that you're a big football fan because I'm gonna invite you and a couple other people into a fantasy football league if you have time. And it's gonna be
Yes,
fucking awesome, dude.
mate, I'm all over that. I was in a few years ago. I was in like 10 leagues. It was rough. Um,
Oh shit.
I, yeah, it's rough. I'm in one at the moment that I've been in. I think I've been in for 10 years now. A dynasty one that I've
That's
been in for
awesome.
10 years with
Yeah.
the same group of guys, and same group of guys that I found through fucking the Around the NFL podcast, like a group, like the Reddit group or whatever,
Yeah.
and we just like random people that I've never met before, all from America. You know, I'm like the only non-American, and then I have one with some friends from the UK. But I've won like I'm in a couple that's like paid entry. I've
Yeah.
won a few times, so it's worth it. Yeah, man. It's good. It's good crack. Yeah, I'm major keen for that. Yeah, let me know.
Well, maybe I won't invite you because I want to win. No, I'm just joking. No, it's hilarious. Like I I used to be in a lot as well, and then I found that it kind of detracted me from the love of watching.
Yeah,
So now
yeah,
yeah, the stupidest fucking strategy that anyone can ever have, regardless of how good players are on that team. All I do is draft Ravens players because I know I'm gonna watch
yeah.
the
Nice.
Ravens. I don't care how I do. I'm gonna watch the Ravens. I'm gonna enjoy watching the Ravens. That's what happens. If I win,
I
if I
love it.
lose, I don't give a fuck. So
I love it. And there's a guy in my home league that's like a Patriots fan, and he like takes he used to take Brady, you know what I mean, like a
yeah,
long
yeah,
time ago. He used to just take Brady in the first round, and I was like, yes, give me whoever, keep picking Patriots fans players, please.
yeah.
And it's good crack. Yeah, I love it. I'm only in that one and my dynasty one now. It was two. I was like stressed, and I would like
Yeah.
think that I'd made a change in the lineup but hadn't,
Yeah.
and then they'd score like 40 points, and I'd be like, oh god, and it's just like, so I'm down to only two, but so
Yeah.
I have room for one more maybe. Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
yeah.
Well, there, I'm so excited to have Moods on again, especially with our co-host because I have a lot of awesome tangents, like the engineering tangent that I'm gonna save for Tangus. I
Oh
don't care.
yeah,
I don't care what he says. He says he's an electrician. He's a fucking electrical engineer. I don't care. I don't care what he
oh
says.
yeah, good man, good man.
But
Interesting. Yeah, yeah.
oh man, we'll end it off with the good keyboard friend of the week segment, and real quick, thanks to Simon, we have it's a link tree, but the name is hugemeatbox.com. Like it's the actual link. It's just a link tree, guys. It's not like some I don't know, gay porn website or anything like that. It's totally safe for work. It's hugemeatbox.com. If you want to comment on a YouTube video, and I think Spotify also has a comment section to nominate your own good keyboard friend nomination, and we'll shout them out at the end of every episode. If it's something you want to keep private, you can DM any of us, me, Tangus, James, Simon on Discord, and you can also go to hugemeatbox.com, and the very first link on the top is a Google form. It's totally anonymous. You just put in a name that you want to nominate. You put in your name. It doesn't have to be like your real name, just, totally anonymous. And then you put in a reason why you want to nominate that person. So there's a lot of ways to get your nominations in. The four of us, we always have a bunch of nominations, but we like to hear from you guys, the audience. So please nominate Good Keyboard Friends, and we'll shout them out. And I will read off a nomination that I got on a YouTube video. So I'm super excited about because I think I guess Harry's comment about Simon was the latest one. But before that, I think your nomination of Jampot was the next recent one. And I was like, oh shit, how do we drive more like audience engagement, because I feel like everybody has a good keyboard friend they want to nominate, but yeah, hopefully
Yeah.
those like ways are
Yeah.
not too daunting.
If you're to the audience, like if you're struggling to nominate someone, just nominate me. Happy days.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's an idea.
Please nominate Moods. I want like 1,000 comments saying nominate Moods. All right, here we go. And then I'll hand it off to you for your good keyboard friend of the week. So
Perfect.
the nomination for this episode was a comment from Dingo7 on episode 12, the binge episode. And he says, it's on YouTube. I'm not making this up. You can go to episode 12, Binge Loves the Forbidden Meats, and you'll see this comment. The keyboard friend that I would like to nominate is Bluranerd, who is a hobbyist in the SFMK, maybe San Francisco mechanical keyboard scene, that is present with some photos and some occasional reviews here and there. Oh, hold on. Blur has come through for me time and time again with shooting the shit at meetups, hanging out to see each other's current keyboard antics, as well as working together. They are actively helping me with photos of a key set rerun that I am going to run in the future. Since I have the physical thing on hand, there's no need for keyboard renders, and I can just get some nice photos and focus time and money on getting good kitting renders and a possible desk mat design. So thank you, Dingo7, for nominating Bluranerd. And again, guys, if it's someone that's made a super huge impact on your life or on the community, that's totally fine. But don't feel like it has to be someone that does that. It can be super simple nominations, like someone that's done something super positive, just anybody that's done something good for the community or for yourself in terms of nominations. So, but yeah, thank you, Dingo. Thank you, Blur, for being a good keyboard friend. And then I'll pass it on to Moods for his nomination.
Thank you. Thank you. I have a couple today. I'm going to first shout out John from Cafege, who is a vendor here in Sydney. and he's run a few of James's stuff, some of James's keycaps that I've bought through John, Keykobo's Skid Art and Neo, and some of the JCS Arabic stuff. And John is just a superb vendor. He is always responsive, always on time. Has products that I love, and he's close enough that I can go and pick up my orders from him. And every time I go, he always invites me into the warehouse where he's got some absolutely killer boards and just like loves to and I'm like, I'll be there for like an hour just talking to him about stuff, and it's just great. He's such like a pure hobbyist. Like he loves the stuff, and he's just really passionate about it. And he organised the most recent Australia, or he was one of the organisers of the most recent Australia-wide keyboard meetup in Sydney. And then he also organises local meetups at his warehouse as well, which I've been to a few times. So he's just great, bringing people together. He also runs like a cafe, like almost like Jay, with his coffee roastery.
Yeah.
But he runs a cafe that he usually gets people to help out making coffees and pastries and stuff at the meetup. So he's great, and he's always responds to my messages, and is just overall just a brilliant vendor. And so I want to thank John from Cafege. I've got a couple others who are just lads in the scene in Australia. Princeyooo, you know who you are. Beautiful guy. Sold me the Leopold F 980C, and sold me DCS Vert as well. He's a lovely guy, and I hope we can meet up again soon. Yoju, aka Gordon, killer dude. That man is jacked. You look at Hubert and I. Yoju is jacked. He's a beautiful guy. Messaged me the other day. Came to my first meetup that I planned when I came to Sydney. There was like 15 of us, and he kind of spurred me on to plan that. And we'll be hopefully helping me with another one in the not too distant future. Decoy, who's a fucking loony. He makes some of the wildest shit. You might know him from his EC F1 that he made, or his EC Frog 8K that he made before the 8K Frog came out, where he took a Dremel to the top case. He is another true hobbyist. Absolutely balls to the wall. Good guy. And then Agreed as well, who unfortunately is a 40 user, but he's and an Eagles fan. But Agreed. Agreed's a lovely guy. I met him at the Australia meetup. He's just another lovely person, and hopefully we'll meet up to watch the Super Bowl together. Agreed and I. So yeah, there's a few friends that I've made here in Australia scene, and yeah, that's the Good Keyboard Friends. The Good Keyboard Friend podcast is what it's all about, So thanks for giving me this platform to shout them out, and I'll get them all to listen to the app as well.
Oh man, thank you. I mean, Moose has been getting people to listen, like he is a part of the podcast. Like we're paying him to spread the word.
Paid?
I'll send you the pictures later.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
But yeah, man, no, we appreciate it. Like, I think anybody that has interacted with Moods or seen him interact with other people, they fucking know that he's a good guy. Like, he's awesome. He is a good keyboard friend. Like, the epitome of good keyboard friend. Someone who's always there to chat. Someone who doesn't hesitate to volunteer. Someone who's been in the hobby for quite some time and is active. He does what he can, when he can.
Not anymore.
Dude, I can't even use adjectives correctly anymore. Too much punches to the head. But yeah, man, like You're awesome, dude. We really appreciate you. Thank you for putting up with my trying to figure out what the fuck was going on with Riverside for 30 minutes.
No drama.
Dude, I'm excited for the next episode that we have you on. And yeah, man,
Me too. Thank you for having us. Yeah, it's been, it's lovely to meet you, face to face, and yeah, I just keep it going, man. You're fucking smashing it. Don't slow down, unless you need a rest. But yeah, thank you, man. You're an amazing person, and for setting all this up, and your activity in the hobby as well is just it sets a standard. Your 8 hour typing tests, set a standard. A very high bar, and yeah, thank you. From on behalf of the hobby, thank you very much, man. You doing incredible stuff.
well, I appreciate it. And yeah, I don't know why the fuck I do it, but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, thanks, man. Like,
For the love of the game.
yeah,
Yeah,
for the love of the game. And thank you on behalf of my co-hosts too. They do a tremendous amount of work. I legit tell them to just show up and just talk whatever they want to talk about. But James does a lot of stuff behind the scenes. Simon's a tank as well. But yeah, everybody. On behalf of myself, Moods, James, Tangus, and Simon, thank you for another great 2 hours of talking on this podcast. And remember, continue on being good keyboard friends, and we'll see you on the next episode. Goodbye, everybody.